What's up, all you gamers, YouTubers, and all you Roughnecks out there? It's your boy Dale Rico, and it's about 12:30 a.m. Just missing the Throwback Thursday, moving on to Flashback Friday. Although I don't really have any memories from the past to go over, and instead I would like to talk to you about a an incident that happened tonight at work. Um, Now I can't really. I've already been warned by my management, um, and it is my company's policy that we're not to divulge. Like, we're not supposed to talk about our customers. We're not supposed to say, "Oh, this customer sucked. They were such an asshole or a bitch today." And if it were a restaurant, "Oh, they gave me a shitty tip," or, they were gave me an attitude while they're in line. We're not supposed to do that. Um, And the incident that occurred, I can't really talk about the specifics of what happened, but it's it's just, oh man, the rules are so freaking complicated, and it's just ridiculous because what are the odds of that customer actually really gonna be watching this? What are the odds that the customer is gonna hear about that waitress or wait or server, excuse me, of that server complaining about a shitty tip or a shitty party that they had to wait on, and they actually like make the connection, like, oh wait, we were in there that same day, this must have been that waiter. Like, who's gonna know? But in any event, that's the rule, that's the policy, so I gotta be really careful with the way I choose how to describe the scenario. So basically it was the topic I want to get into is just like instinct. Has there ever been a time for you guys where everything just kind of you just kind of black out, and it's not so much like in the rage where you see red and you become all just angry and screaming or whatever. It's just a moment where everything becomes totally focused on this one objective that you just not only did you not know you had it in you, but it's just you seized control of this situation that could have been very stressful and chaotic and whatever. Has there ever been a time where you've done that? For me, it happened twice. Not only tonight, but a year ago, I prevented. It wasn't a robbery; it was more like a shoplifting. And basically, these two people. It was a two-man team. They came in. They try to walk out with a toolbox just like full of stuff. And normally, as an associate, even managers will say, don't go after it. Just let it go. The store's insured. Your life is not, worth whatever, however much they're trying to steal from us. For me, I looked at it like man, this is my house. You're not gonna get away with this stuff. So I went after them, and I made them give back everything. I think at first, like I said, it was a two-man team. The person that took the stuff, the woman, she walked right out of the store with it, and she went to the car. And as soon as I confronted them and approached them, the guy in the truck got out, like, was giving me attitude, like, you have, what proof do you have? It's like, the toolbox is right there. She doesn't have a receipt. She didn't pay for it. We all saw her walk out with it. We just want it back. And he was gonna I'm pretty sure he was gonna stand his ground had it not been for my manager. My manager is not probably a little bit smaller than me, in both height and weight. But he has this look about him. He's like Cambodian or Laotian or something, and he just has this look that when he gets serious, it's like, damn, that's intimidating. So I think once he saw me and my manager like give him this look, that's when he was like, all right, I don't want trouble, just give it to him. And but in that moment, when my instincts kicked in to stop these people, everything was just processing in my mind like at a rapid rate. I would look at his, like, as soon as she got in the car, I was thinking, okay, there might be a weapon in there. So let me make sure and assess the situation. If they do have a weapon, I already knew, like, my backup plan was going to be, all right, I got to get out of here because they do have a weapon. So when I noticed that she just sat in there and didn't want to move, I didn't even go near her door or the window or anything. I just stayed on the outside and kind of didn't yell, but talked firmly, like, "Hey, you have this equipment, you have this stuff from our store that you didn't pay for. We need it back. You cannot leave the store with this stuff." And the guy gets out of the truck, and again, my mind starts to process. Okay, is there anything tucked in his belt pocket or belt loop? Is there anything in his hands? Is there anything he might? Is there a bulge in anything? And again, I'm just processing, and it was in the summer, so he was wearing shorts and a t-shirt, and so there was naturally nothing, no concealed weapons in there. And then when she got out of the car trying to argue her thing, I kept on looking at her wardrobe and everything. It's like, okay, does she have a concealed weapon? Is there any? Did she come out of the car with anything? No. Okay, I'm still good. And again, it was just all so fast. So that was last year. This year, there was a customer. He had a medical emergency, and once everything happened, I again my instincts took over. Everybody in the dining room, or yeah, in the dining room, was just shouting like, "Oh, you have to make sure you do this, make sure you do that." And I'm just like, "No, actually," I was like, "Listen up. I have first aid training. You know, you're actually supposed to give him a lot of room right now. You got to let him breathe. You got to let him do this." And I just took control of this scene, and my manager came up to me, and she was just "Wow, wow." I honestly had no idea. I just called the paramedics. I had no idea what to do, but you just had this look. She told me you had this look of focus on you, and I just I backed off, and I was just like, you know what you're doing. Let him go. And it, again, it just kind of these situations take me off guard because I'm glad on one hand that I have this ability to kind of look at a scenario, not panic, not get riled up and worried to where it creates a chaotic environment and take control as I did, but also it just shows me a different side of who I really am, because normally with a shoplifting or anything like that, you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to get description of the person, of the vehicle, and you let them walk out. If something happens with a medical scenario in your place of work, you're really not supposed to touch them. You're not supposed to do anything. You're supposed to call the paramedic, take notes again, and just kind of be a bystander. If there's a doctor, of course, let them work on him. But you personally, you're not supposed to do anything. And the first aid training just kind of clicked in my head, and I was just like, I know what to do. Let me do this. And I did. The guy I mean, again, I can't get into everything that happened, but I had to revive him, and because he lost consciousness, and once he did finally open his eyes, I had to ask the clarifying questions like, do you know where you are? Do you know your name? Do you know what day it is? Can you hear? Well, the first thing was like, can you hear me? Can you blink if you understand me? And once I finally got that ball rolling, I instructed his friends. I'm like, okay, we got to make him comfortable. We got to make sure he's don't try to move him. If he wants to roll over, we can help him do that, but he doesn't want to do it on his own. Don't force him to. And I was just process by process, every step, just like instructing everybody, okay, we're good. Let's try to prop up his feet. Here, put this under his head. And I was just commanding the scene. And again, it's just everything is just all instinct. I'm looking back on it now, and again, I'm just like, damn, that was me. Like, I made a difference, and I wasn't doing it for recognition. Wasn't doing it to try to surprise anyone. It was just somebody was in need, and I helped them. And I'm glad I had that kind of training and that kind of confidence to do so. But anyway, as you can see, my time is up. But the question is, for you guys, has there ever been a time where you took control? Was there any time that intuition and instinct just took you over your body? Anyway, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your stories. Leave a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.